Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Convo Breaker Podcast. I am your host, Mario Valdez. And if you hear it in my voice that I'm a little bummed out, it's because I just recorded this episode. It was about 40 minutes long, and in order to upload this episode, I have to transfer the file to another part of my phone in order to convert it. And instead of copying the file to move it, I excuse me. I straight up moved it, but while it was moving, something happened and the file got jacked up. So sucks because I was really happy with last episode. I went through all the news I wanted to go through and I pretty much said everything I wanted to say. So I'm gonna go through this again and see if I can kind of hit what I wanted to hit on again, the way I wanted to hit on everything. So first off, this is episode 51. I'm gonna continue the countdown to Infinity War. So once again, let me go to let's see our countdown. Let's see how many days we are to Infinity War. Okay, so as of now, we are 33 days away from Infinity War. So 33 days, 6 hours, 4 minutes, and 5 seconds. So that's how far we are from Infinity War. If you have your tickets, let me know. I said this in the beginning of the episode. This episode I just recorded. It feels like an alternate, shittier version of this uh episode that I did. I was really happy with last episode. I had a little bit more energy too. This kind of drained me out. Um, the whole point of Combo Breaker is I want you guys to join in on the conversation. If you guys have anything you want to say, tell me. Even if you guys just say hi. I know you guys are listening to the episode. I appreciate you guys. Ooh, excuse me. I appreciate you guys listening to it. Hit me up on Facebook. You can just leave a comment on there. Like I said, just say hi. Any uh comments, questions you want to ask about anything, any of the news or any upcoming news. Facebook at Convo Breaker Geek Podcast. Instagram at MV7.0, that's my personal, or on the podcast Instagram, which is a convo at Convo Breaker GP, or the one that I'd like you guys to hit me up on the email, which would be at Convo Breaker, Convo Breaker at gmail.com. So I guess let's get into the news. It sucks because I just went through all this. Basically, yeah, I'm saving my Infinity War news to the end. This episode is called Beginning of the End because there's some news that came out that is pretty much signaling the end of the MCU as we know it, and I'm not just talking about Infinity War. So let me go into the news real quick so that we can get through this. I'm so disappointed, guys. Oh my God, I can't believe the file got jacked during transfer. But I mean, it happens sometimes. There was an episode we had, one of my favorite episodes that we recorded. I don't know what. It was a Pokemon episode, and we did a skit for it, and something happened. Like the only episode uh, that we have that got affected that way. It's just weird. So out of all the 51 episodes I've had two occurrences. One was that Pokemon episode I'm talking about. There was this weird glitch and hiccup throughout the whole episode. So like every 10 seconds there's like a hiccup, and it's kind of hard to keep up with what we're saying. And then now it's happened again. This one was through a file transfer. Just sucks because having to convert files and stuff. Some websites don't let you use certain files, and oh my god, it's just a pain in the ass. If you're a podcaster, then you kind of understand what I'm talking about. Because listening to some of my favorite podcasters, I've heard them go through issues before. Some of them have lost whole episodes, just like I just did. So it happens. I didn't want to re-record it, but I was gonna go ahead and post on Facebook, "Hey guys, no episode this week," but I don't want to do that to you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and keep on the streak. So let's see if I can plow through this again, go through all the news the way I had it before. It's gonna be kind of hard since I highlighted out everything. But okay, here we go. First piece of news. Okay, so I don't know if you guys saw the Deadpool 2 trailer that I posted on Facebook. I didn't see it. I'm avoiding all these new trailers for movies that I really want to see, only because I don't want to spoil any big sequences. I want to be surprised when I see them. Lately, when I've been going to the movies to see uh, movies that I want to see, that I'm super hyped for. Um, I feel that I've been spoiled too much by the behind the scenes stuff and by trailers, and I want to go into movies. Usually, when I go, for those of you guys who know or don't know, I'm a huge IMAX fan. That's the format I go see it in, not IMAX 3D, IMAX 2D. So when I go, I want to be excited. I want to be surprised. Ooh, excuse me, guys. Excuse me. I hope you guys did not hear that. Um, But anyways, yeah, last episode I had problems burning and I'm burning, burping and yawning. Sorry. I know that's disgusting, but it happens. I don't know what's going on with me right now. But anyways, Deadpool 2. If you guys saw it, let me know what your thoughts were on it. Um, the reason why I bring up Deadpool 2 is because Ryan Reynolds. It's been confirmed that he has co-writing credit on Deadpool 2. I know him and some of the cast had ad lib and like what's it called? Not ad lib, but it's like oh my god, what's the word? Wow, I had it perfect the last time I recorded this episode. But anyways, they were making up lines as they go, and so they weren't really writing credits story wise. It was just on the fly stuff, adding little things here and there to the movie. But yeah, for this movie, he has a co-writing credit, so that's pretty cool. Let's see how that movie turns out. I'm looking forward to that movie. Like I said, I didn't see this new trailer, but I did post it on Facebook. Let me know what you guys think. Let me write this down before I forget, because something I wanted to talk about. Okay, because I talked about it last episode. I was on a roll last episode. You guys missed it. You guys were not there. Okay, so next piece of news. You know what? Let me just go down the line because I was jumping around a lot last episode, kind of going on, feeding off of segues. This leading to this, leading to this. Instead, I'm just gonna go down the list, just to let you guys know what's going on. So the only reason why I'm bringing it up is because the word superhero was involved. Spice Girls are gonna be, in case you guys are interested. This was kind of interesting to me, but not as interesting and for me to say that I want to go see it. Spice Girls are coming out with an animated superhero movie. It was kind of weird to me when I saw animated, and even more weird when I saw superhero movie. So yeah, they're gonna be starring in their own Spice Girls animated superhero movie. I would thought that it would be a sequel to Spice World, but I mean that makes more sense. But whatevs. So Spice Girls, I'll keep you guys interested if you guys want to know about that. It does have to do with superhero movies. I don't know how many Spice Girls fans I have listening to this podcast, but yeah, if you want the info, I'll keep up with it for you. Another piece of news, Star Wars. I got a couple of pieces of Star Wars news on here, but this is the first one. Oh my god, it fused perfectly when I recorded this episode a while ago. But anyways, I'm gonna keep bringing it up because it was a kind of a stab to my heart. So this is interesting. EA is hiring. That's not the interesting part. This is the interesting part. EA is hiring because they're developing an open world Star Wars game. Now, when I saw open world Star Wars game, I was like, "Holy shit! That I hope that that's as awesome as it sounds." If this goes through, I was a big fan of some of the past Star Wars games, the original Battlefront games for PS2. I played Battlefront, the first Battlefront for PS4. I loved it. I haven't played Battlefront 2. I know there was a lot of issues with it. Um, but open world, I don't think we've had an open world Star Wars game. That would be pretty cool. I mean, I know the first thing I thought of was ooh, excuse me, Final Fantasy. I think it's called A Realm Reborn. I forgot what it's called, but I played Final Fantasy 14, the uh MMORPG, when it first came out, when it was on PS3. Then it got uh released on PS4. I didn't play it on PS4. I didn't play it as much big as a Final Fantasy fan that I am. I didn't play it. For one, there was a subscription to it. I couldn't fit it into my budget at the time. Then I never went back to it. Oh my God, guys, excuse me. If I had a co-host here to slap me, it'd be a lot cooler. But so yeah, and then I remember when I first started playing the game, maybe I didn't spend a lot of time on MMORPGs enough because I don't remember a lot being this way. But the HUD was insane to me. It was really intricate. I was having a hard time going through the on-screen menus and stuff, and I was like, man, this is complicated. I started the game, but I was like, wow, I don't know how I'm gonna master this. I ended up not sticking to it. I think I ended up paying like for 2 months worth of subscription for playing online for Final Fantasy. But online, open world online Star Wars game. That sounds like it could be pretty sick. If you guys are interested in that or stoked for that, let me know. I am. Next piece of news: if you're a Street Fighter fan, Street Fighter, right now there's a live action TV adaptation in the works for it. I don't know what TV station they're going for. I don't know who's working on it. That's all the info I have right now. So it's in early development. I don't know if you guys saw the YouTube miniseries. It was kind of like the Mortal Kombat miniseries. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was called Legacy. There was actually two parts. It was actually based off of a short that came out. I think the same people did it. So it was called Mortal Kombat Legacy and then Mortal Kombat Legacy 2. Those were actually released on a collection on DVD and Blu-ray. I don't know if the Street Fighter one was. I don't remember what the Street Fighter one was called, but it should be still up on YouTube. I remember we were watching it, and I mean, it was pretty good from what I remember. I know it was pretty long. There was quite a bit of episodes to them, but I think they were short episodes. They were like maybe 5 6 minutes a piece. I think the Mortal Kombat ones were a little longer, but I did own the Mortal Kombat Legacy first collection. I don't think I saw any from the second collection. But yeah, Street Fighter live action TV series. Hopefully it's not like Legend of Chun-Li because we all know that was crap. Let's go on to, okay, that's Netflix related and Infinity War related, so I'm not going to talk about that. Star Wars. Let's go back to Star Wars. Okay, so Last Jedi, you either really liked it or really hated it. I fall in the latter. I just really didn't like the movie. So J.J. Abrams did the first one of this new trilogy. Rian Johnson did The Last Jedi, which is the second one. J.J. Abrams is going to come back and finish the third one, which is it coming out this year? Next year? I think it's next year. Not sure. So Rian Johnson is confirmed to be doing a new trilogy, a new Star Wars trilogy, which sounds like crap to me. I'm really not interested in that. If it's just my opinion, but if you guys are interested in that, let me know. Honestly, with that, I'm not really interested in Star Wars anymore. I guess I might as well be one of those guys and just stick to the original trilogy. Um, Reboots. I got two pieces of reboot news here. Um, there's gonna be a Matrix reboot coming out, and from what I saw, is that it's gonna be an expanded universe reboot. So I don't know if they're gonna like. I mean, Matrix has to do with machines and stuff. I don't know if it's like a legit reboot or a reboot in the story. I don't know because they're saying it's expanded universe, so I'm thinking maybe they're gonna explore other things. Of course, aside from the Neo storyline and stuff like that. But so yeah, if you guys are Matrix fans, I really love the first one still. Matrix fans, there's our Matrix reboot. That's all the info I have. I don't know how much is going forward at the time, but Matrix reboot. Sticking with the reboots. Um, Men in Black. If you guys were a fan of the Men in Black trilogy, I really loved the first Men in Black. I was a kid when that came out, and still a good movie. I think it holds up. There's actually a Captain America reference in there. Of course, Men in Black was also a comic book, and if I'm correct, it was published by Marvel. I don't know if there's still a story for Men in Black in the comics, and I don't know if it's even still owned by Marvel. I don't think so anymore. But it was. There was I think a couple of Marvel references in that film, the first one. But anyways, back to the news. So there's a Men in Black reboot, and Chris Hemsworth, we all know as Thor, he was confirmed to be the lead in the new reboot. Well, I couldn't really picture how that would work, and maybe because there was another name associated with it, and I was like, well, who's he going to be playing off of? Well, they just confirmed that Tessa Thompson, who played Valkyrie opposite him in Thor Ragnarok, she's been added to the cast. So I think they're going to be the stars, the two top names on that movie. So we know that they had good. I think they had good chemistry together, especially them working with Taika Waititi. They had their comedy chops, their comedy timing, and all that stuff. They worked on that, working with him. Of course, Chris Hemsworth did the Ghostbusters reboot, which I think was trash. But anyways, so yeah, those two guys are gonna be attached to the Men in Black reboot. That's all the info I have. I don't know when it's coming out. I might have seen it released. Maybe I mentioned it in one of my past episodes, but I'm not sure. Going on to more news. Okay, so this is weird. Indiana Jones, Steven Spielberg's gonna be back working on it. Indiana Jones 5 is gonna start shooting April 2019. So I was a fan of the original trilogy. I wasn't really a fan of the fourth one. The fourth one was kind of what the fuck. But if you guys are a fan of Indiana Jones, there's a fifth one coming out, and if I'm correct, Shia's character, which is Jones's son, he won't be in the movie, which is cool. Then sticking with this news, speaking of Shia LaBeouf, this is really weird. So I don't know who's interested in this, but if you guys are up to date with any of the crazy stuff he's done in the past years, or any of the crazy stuff he's said, he's working on a biopic. I don't know what studio it's on, but a biopic of himself. It's written by him and it's co-starring him. He's supposed to be playing his dad. Um, they've actually cast the actor who's going to be playing Shia in the movie. I don't care about that. I thought the most interesting news was the fact that this is even happening, and the fact that he's writing it, and the fact that he's co-starring in it. What surprises me is that he's not directing it either or producing it. I don't know who's interested in that. Really, I don't know if it's going to be like a super big release. Um, I don't know how that's working. So if you guys didn't know, I thought this was kind of interesting too. I think I talked about it in one of our past episodes. Um, there was a movie he did. I think it was 2 years ago. Um, in the UK, I think, or in Europe, it only sold one ticket through its entire run, which I thought was hilarious. So if you guys are interested in that, or just want to read something funny, go ahead and Google that. It's weird. So let's go on to Infinity War related news, kind of. This has to do with Black Panther. So Black Panther, so the last time I recorded this episode, which was a few minutes ago, I talked about how Black Panther's probably gonna end its weekend uh weekend top grossing streak, because of, well, one, it's been out for already over a month, but two, because Pacific Rim's coming out, well, it came out this weekend. I don't know who was interested in seeing Pacific Rim. If you are interested in seeing it, or if you've already seen it, let me know what you think about it. Let me know. I'm honestly not interested. Usually when big movies come out, especially right around the beginning of summer, when when the blockbuster season starts, usually do reviews on movies. But one, I don't have the time, and two, I'm not like the other outlets. If I'm not interested in seeing the movie, I won't watch it. Since this is Convo Breaker, it has to do with people. I like you guys to engage. You guys can bring me some of that info, and I'll talk about it on the show. So any comments you guys leave or anything you email me, I'll say it on the episode following. So you guys will be part of the show. Speaking of that, I really liked the first Pacific Rim. It wasn't like super great, but I did like it. I thought it was entertaining. I liked the concept. Of course, that was Guillermo del Toro, but this Uprising, I remember when the first teaser trailer came out and the other trailers came out, I just completely lost my interest. It looked like Transformers robot trash to me. The whole Michael Bay thing, I didn't like it. It just looked really dull. So it might just be CGI eye candy. Who knows? I mean, I think John Boyega is a pretty cool actor, but even with him attached to the movie, I'm not interested in watching this movie at all. So I'm not gonna see it. So with that said, if you guys do see it or want to see it, let me know. Let me know what you thought about it. So going back to the news that I was originally going to say, so that's probably going to take out Black Panther. Black Panther, I think it's crossed 1.4 billion worldwide. So of course it's the blue records and all that stuff, blah blah blah. But what I wanted to say is, if any of you guys are interested in SNL, or any of you guys still watch it, I used to be real big on SNL up until about 2 or 3 years ago. I would watch, to keep up on guest hosts, especially the monologues, or I would keep up for guest music performances. Um, but Chadwick Boseman is going to be hosting SNL sometime next month. So if you guys are interested, I'll keep up on the news, or keep up what Saturday that'll be happening, and then I'll let you guys know on Facebook. Next piece of Infinity War news before we go on to the main topic that I wanted to talk about. So I posted this link on the Facebook page. I noticed it when this initially came out. Then of course other people of course saw it because it was so obvious. And then there was articles that were coming out about it. I posted two of them on Facebook. So of course, for advertising, for marketing, for Infinity War, there's um, entertainment movie outlets that are releasing multiple covers for their magazines. One of them was Entertainment Weekly. Another one, this one that I'm going to talk about now, is Empire Magazine. For those of you guys who never heard of Empire Magazine, it's a publication out of the UK, and it's like just for movies. So like whenever there's a big movie coming out, you'll have the character or the actor on the cover. Well, the character on the cover. One of my favorite ones I got was from Deadpool last year. Well, 2 years ago, from the first Deadpool movie. I ordered that one online. But Empire Mag, it's a good movie. But anyways, going on. So they have, I think, five different covers for Infinity War, and the thing that stood out was Elizabeth Olsen, Scarlet Witch. It looks nothing like her. I don't know what they did. As far as Photoshop goes, but there was even a statement that she made about, calling them out about it too. I didn't read it, but I did post it on Facebook if you guys are interested. But it's weird because, like, when I saw it, she kind of looks like, not exactly like her, but it just reminded me of Famke Jameson as the Phoenix from X-Men: The Last Stand. It's just weird how, like, she's the only character in that out of all the covers that don't look like her at all. It looks really weird. It was just, the reading the comments was hilarious because when I saw it, I was like, "What the hell?" So that was kind of a fail on whoever was working on that cover. But yeah, it's pretty funny. So I have the covers posted on Facebook, and I also have the Elizabeth Olsen article, I believe, attached on Facebook as well. So the main part of the show that I wanted to talk about, of course, I think I told you guys it was called Beginning of the End. Basically, the MCU is going to look a lot different after Avengers 4. Um, Basically, what made me want to make this my main topic is that it was confirmed. Chris Evans confirmed it, that his reshoots for Avengers 4 are done, which we don't know what Avengers 4 is titled, but it's done. And with that said, he's done with the MCU. So after Avengers 4, we're not going to see any more Chris Evans Captain America. Um, so yeah, it's kind of crazy because there's going to be a lot of actors or characters that we're not going to see after Avengers 4. Maybe they die, maybe something, the Stones do something, and um, it's just it's gonna be pretty crazy. Hopefully this guy gets, hopefully Cap gets a happy ending with whatever happens, because we all know his being the good guy Boy Scout of the team. He hasn't really had it easy. He lost Peggy Carter, when he crashed the plane fighting Red Skull. He ends up waking up in some time, in the future, and of course, he he's just basically a man at a time. Finds out his best friend survived, but then he's bad, and all the stuff that he went through with the Avengers, blah blah blah. So I don't know. Hopefully his story arc has a cool closing, because if Tony Stark gets a cool closing, that's gonna be pretty shit, because he's been a majority of the problems in the MCU. Um, but I'll get to that later. So yeah, Chris Evans done with Avengers. With the MCU after Avengers 4. I'm not really sure who else's contracts are done. I should have looked up on that, but I remember seeing, having a quick glance at that. I know Chris Hemsworth. Well, I mean, his Thor trilogy's done. I know Taika Waititi wanted to do a Thor Ragnarok sequel. I don't think it was confirmed confirmed from what I remember. I'm not sure. But I don't think I can't see Chris Hemsworth coming back after Avengers 4. Who else? Who else? Well, the same thing. Robert Downey Jr. I think we're gonna see a lot of passing of the torches. Maybe we're gonna see personas take on legacy titles. So maybe we'll see Captain America pass down to Bucky, like how it happened in the comics, or maybe we'll see it passed on to Sam Wilson, aka Falcon, or maybe we'll see some, out of some left field, uh, uh, character like America Chavez. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. So that Captain America might become a legacy title after this. Same thing with Iron Man. Maybe we might have an Ironheart character, or maybe somebody else completely, or maybe there won't be an Iron Man character. Or maybe War Machine will take the spot. Rhodey. Who knows? So that's pretty interesting. I guess we really won't get a hint to any of that or an idea until after Infinity War comes out. So with that said, I wanted to kind of go down a list, short list that I made. Some of these names aren't really, probably won't pop into someone's minds right away, but I wanted to take some guesses off who dies in Avengers 3 or 4, who we won't see coming back. It's going to be kind of weird. Like I said, the MCU is going to look a lot different after Avengers 4. What's also crazy too is we know there's going to be people that are going to be sticking around. One report I saw was that two movies that are going to complete the Infinity War arc that are strongly tied to it, which kind of weird to me. So Ant-Man and the Wasp are going to be coming out. Okay, so let me state the two movies first: Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel. So Ant-Man and the Wasp, to me, uh, based on the trailer, I can't really see where it sits in the timeline, and it's really weird because you don't see Ant-Man or the Wasp in the Infinity War trailer. But what I did also too, if you guys didn't hear, for those characters that aren't they don't have a lot of screen time or that aren't seen in Avengers 3, they're gonna have more screen time and we'll see them in Avengers 4. Even though it's not an Infinity War Part 1, Part 2 kind of thing, we'll see more of the characters that we didn't see in 3 and 4. So with that said, they're saying that Ant-Man and the Wasp is tied to the Infinity War story arc. And like I said, I don't know where it fits in the timeline. Judging by the trailer, it's kind of weird to see where it sits. I'm assuming it plays before Infinity War, maybe during Black Panther. Then the other one is the Captain Marvel movie, which is set in the 90s. So to see that tied to Infinity War is going to be pretty interesting, especially since, most of the movies that we've seen, I think aside from Captain America, are going to be between Captain America and Infinity War. Well, being set between America and Infinity War. So that's gonna be pretty crazy. So okay, so going into who I think is not gonna make it out of 3 or maybe 4. There. Let's start with the Guardians of the Galaxy. So this is weird to me because I guess a lot of people aren't gonna think about these guys right off the bat as dying. I mean, shit, maybe everyone will die and something happens with the stones or whatever and things get reset. But at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, there is an end credit scene with Sylvester Stallone's character leading another team. And basically, what those guys are, with the inclusion of Yondu in the comics, that team was the original Guardians of the Galaxy team in the comics. Um, so I'm thinking maybe even too. I think James Gunn said that the team is going to look different when Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 comes around. So maybe the leftover Guardians from what happens in Infinity War, maybe those leftover Guardians are going to pass the torch to Sylvester Stallone's character's team. Well, his name's Starhawk, his character's name. So maybe they'll pass the torch to his team. I don't know how that's going to work, but basically my guesses are, well, in the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, Gamora was supposed to go ahead and take on order from Thanos to retrieve the Infinity Stone from Star Lord. So of course he betrayed her because that's her stepdad. She wants revenge because he killed her family. Blah blah blah. One of the names that I think people don't really think about is I think Gamora might take the axe from Thanos or from the Outriders or from the Black Order, from any of the antagonist team. Gamora was one. And another one, of course, it might be probably more obvious, but probably people weren't thinking about too much, is Drax. I think as soon as Drax sees Thanos, he's gonna go head first, and that guy's gonna bite it. Another one, of course, you guys know I didn't see the trailers. I didn't, I didn't want to. I did see a screenshot of a torture scene, Doctor Strange being tortured. Supposedly that's taken straight from a storyline in the comic books. Doctor Strange, anybody with an Infinity Stone tied to them is going to be a target. From what I know, I think I heard that a Doctor Strange sequel was never confirmed. So if he doesn't make it out, no surprise to me. But what is crazy though is because I was just talking about Guardians. If you look at that team with Starhawk, there's actually a sorcerer because there's multiple sorcerers. It's actually a sorcerer on that team who works with the same type of magic that Doctor Strange does. So I forgot his name because I know he's a CGI character, but if Doctor Strange did bite the bullet, maybe we see somebody like him take over, or not Mordo, but the other guy. I forgot his name. Is the Asian guy, but Wong. So maybe Wong takes over. But yeah, Doctor Strange might be another one too. Who else has Infinity Stone? Vision, of course. We see Vision there under Thanos's grip too. Um, who else did I say had an Infinity Stone? Because Doctor Strange has the Time Stone. Um, wow. Let's see. Looks feels like I'm getting off track. Okay, so there was a lot of people under from the screenshots that I saw under Thanos's wrath or under his fist that are gonna take a hit. Well, of course, one was Vision. I already said that. Thor was another one. I wouldn't be surprised if Thor doesn't make it out, but it'd be cool if, like I said, a legacy title happens with the Thor name too, and maybe it gets passed on to Valkyrie. And what's crazy was last time I recorded this episode, I was mentioning that in the comics there is a female Thor, which was taken over by Jane Foster. Of course, I don't think that's going to happen, but I don't remember seeing Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie in the promotion for this because they were all together on that ship at the end of Thor Ragnarok with Loki. So I don't know if something happens to her. Maybe she goes with the. I don't know, but it would be cool if maybe we see Valkyrie take over the Thor mantle. I think that would be pretty cool to see a female Thor, because I think Chris Hemsworth's contract is going to be done after this too. Like I said, his trilogy is done. I doubt Thor Ragnarok 2 is going to happen, or the Taika Waititi sequel for Ragnarok. So yeah, it'd be cool for Valkyrie to take on that. But then also too, I said this before and I'll say it again. I'm pretty sure Loki's going to take the hit at the beginning of Infinity War. Loki, I like Loki. I like Tom Hiddleston as Loki. I like the character. I just think that when it comes to the story and the plot, that he flip flops way too much, and it's finally gonna come back and bite him in the ass. Of course, also too, spoiler alert, he did jack the Tesseract from the throne room in Thor Ragnarok from Asgard, so he's gonna be a target too, having the Tesseract. And then there's a still shot. I'm pretty sure you guys saw the trailer. There's a still shot with him surrounded by the Black Order, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna get it first. Out of everyone on the list, another one too. I think Iron Man's gonna take it. Whether he doesn't take it in Avengers 3, I'm sure he'll be taking it out in Avengers 4. It's just my guess. So the get because it can't be Spider Man. Whether he gets killed and gets brought back, who knows? But Spider Man, of course, has a sequel to Homecoming coming out, so it ain't gonna be that guy. Um, so basically, my guess, if you guys have any guesses, like I said, hit me up on Facebook or email me conflictbreaker@gmail.com. Let me know what you guys thought about what I said, or if you guys uh, have any guesses to who you think, based off the trailer that you've seen. Don't tell me anything about the trailer, but any guesses to who you think's gonna die, legit die, or maybe for characters who you don't want to die. So my list basically is Loki, Thor, Gamora, Iron Man, Drax, and Doctor Strange. I think those are the guys that are gonna be probably the ones who take a hit, or maybe who we won't see in Avengers 4. Um, I talked well, my first version of this episode, I actually talked about Black Widow a little bit. I don't know why, but I think what I was saying was that Black Widow Scarlett Johansson. I don't think anything's gonna happen with her, but they are working on a Scarlett. They are working on a Black Widow solo movie. I'm not really sure when it takes place in the timeline. It'd be cool if it was kind of a pre-Avengers film, where maybe it had to do with her and Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye, or it could also be something after Infinity War, which I guess would make sense too. Um, she never really had a whole solo movie, so I mean it. I mean, I guess they could do that. It wouldn't. It wouldn't. It would work. It would work. I'm saying. Uh, with that said, okay. So I guess closing out the Infinity War topic that I had here. Yes. Okay, so Infinity War. I'm sorry, I got lost a little bit. So Infinity War is going to be based off of three different comic book stories, from what I know. One of them is the '90s Infinity Gauntlet, which of course is the most popular one. The other one is Infinity, which came out about 3 or 4 years ago. I think 3 years ago. I have some of the issues of that. And then there's another story. Arc from the comics. I forgot what that one's titled. But speaking of that, I did just like I said last episode, I did order the paperback collection of Infinity Gauntlet, so I will be reading that as soon as I get it. I'll give myself a week, read it, and then I'll talk to you guys about what I took away from it, and um, maybe what I hope to see, or just talk about Infinity Gauntlet, because that is a big part of Infinity War. Let me know if you guys have read Infinity Gauntlet, or if you guys plan on reading it before the movie comes out. I just thought that this would be one of those very really interesting things to do before watching the movie. So yeah, I do have it on the way. As soon as I get it, I'm going to start reading that guy. And so yeah, I will have an Infinity Gauntlet episode. If it's not episode 52, it'll be episode 53. So while I'm talking about comic books, I just wanted to end the episode talking about some comic books real quick. This was kind of a last minute thing. I did it when I recorded this episode earlier before it got trashed, so I thought you guys might find it interesting. So aside from Infinity Gauntlet, Boom Studios, which is the publishing company that is doing the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comic book series right now, they have an event coming out. They're coming out with episode 25. The event's called Shattered Grid, and basically it has to do with something going on with the Morphing Grid. Lord Drakkon, which is, if I'm correct from what I saw, he is the leader of the Psycho Rangers. He is a fusion of the White and Green Ranger. So what I just barely saw was that he actually has the Green Dragon Dagger, and the White Tiger Saba sword. He has both of them. So basically, the costume is a fusion. So yeah, that's gonna be a big event coming out from Boom Studios. It's actually I think it's a not a layover, but it's a continuation of an event that came out with the introduction of Lord Drakkon. I have some of those issues, but I haven't read them yet. They kind of just been piling up on me. I need to catch up. I'd like to read Shattered Grid, but the reason why I brought that up is because I posted the video on my Facebook. Those of you, for those of you who are familiar with the name Jason David Frank, he played Tommy Oliver in the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. He played multiple Rangers throughout the Power Rangers series run, but most famously, he's known for White Ranger and Green Ranger. But the video is actually a live action trailer for the Shattered Grid event, and it brings Jason David Frank back as Tommy, playing, I guess it's an alternate version, if to where Tommy didn't go good and he went bad. I think that's what it is. Basically, he's in the Lord Drakkon costume, which is the White Green Ranger fusion, and I haven't seen Jason David Frank with his long straight hair from the original series in a long time, because now he has it like short and spiky or whatever. But here in this trailer, he has long hair. I haven't seen the trailer. I saw like screenshots of it, but I posted it on Facebook for you guys to check out. If you guys have any thoughts about it, or if you guys are reading the Power Rangers storyline right now, let me know. If you guys are excited for Shattered Grid, let me know. Like I said, Facebook comments or email me, comicbreaker@gmail.com. One more piece of comic book news, which I thought was interesting. Not a few episodes back, but when it came out, we like crossover events here, especially in the comic books. One we talked about, one that I do have some issues on. It was a TMNT crossed with Batman, and basically it was Batman. Well, basically the universes got crossed. Some whatever Batman was fighting. Batman and the Turtles were fighting. Shredder in the foot. So in this one, it's going to be a Batman villain. And if you guys saw the link, one of the turtles gets injected with that roid Bane serum. So basically, it's a turtle Bane hybrid, and he looks cool. He kind of looks like Bane too. So they're gonna be Power Rangers and I'm Power Rangers. The Turtles and Batman are gonna be going up against one of their own team members who's all baned out. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Hopefully, I can get my hands on some of that. I haven't really been kept keeping up on comic books like I have been in the past, but I'm really relaying that information to you guys for those of you guys who keep up with comic books and stuff like that. Um, it's basically all I wanted to say. That was all I wanted to talk about for Infinity War because I'm trying to keep up with my countdown to Infinity War. That was just a little segment I had about Infinity War because I thought that Chris Evans being done with MCU is I mean we all knew it was going to happen, but just finally being out there and confirmed, it's kind of crazy to kind of have that info sink in. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Infinity War. Let me know if you guys are. Like I said, I'm going to be reading Infinity Gauntlet soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I appreciate everyone listening to the episode. I see the listens. I think I'm almost at 1,000 downloads, which is pretty cool. Especially there was a right after we started the not right after, but I think 20 episodes in, we did take a break. There were some conflicts with stuff, but just recently, it's been boom boom boom. So I'm keeping up with the schedule and with the episodes. What was I saying? Um, oh yeah. So for those of you guys listening, like I said, thanks. If you guys like the show and if you like the news that I relay to you guys, let me know. Like I said, even just say hi, share the page with your friends. Let your friends know they can listen to us on listen to me on or listen to this on Spotify and iTunes. So you get multiple things. And I know this isn't like super big news for you guys. It is for me. I usually gonna try to do it more. There was actually a con this weekend, but I ended up not going, even though I've been planning it since January. Sometimes I network with people. At PAX South this past year, I was talking to some independent game developers here in San Antonio, and they were talking about the games, and I was talking about the podcast, and we were trading info. But it was funny because none of us had business cards, and now I have business cards, so they're gonna be coming in the mail. I'm waiting for my shipment to come in. With that said, I might be getting some other stuff that's for you guys. So yeah, when I get that stuff, I'll let you guys know. I'm excited about the business cards, but yeah. So like I said, if you guys have any news you want to talk about, anything you guys say, send to me, whether it's good or bad. Hopefully it's nothing bad. I will make you guys part of the episode, and I'll read your comments and say your names and your handles and all that stuff on the following episode. So with that said, yeah, guys, see you next week. Later.